Greetings and welcome, friends. Mr. Waddy and my friends in real life doing some algebra, as we always do when we're hanging out, like friends do. And we're going over last night's quest, and we're solving quadratic equations. A quadratic is a second-degree equation, right? A squared term exists. We're solving quadratic equations by factoring. And the way we did this was step one, we set the equation equal to 0. Looks like that's done for this one. And now I factored the left-hand side. So I'm going to find the factors of 18. Factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9. Let's see, Austin, you should be tracking this, writing this down, friend. And 3 and 6. And now, based on this, was it a lost and found miracle? Wow! Guys, on the internet, you just missed the happiest story ever. It was a story of things that were once lost, and now were found. And we're all crying in here now. It's so beautiful. Let's see. So I'm going to find the factors of 18 that add to be 9. So let's see. 1 and 18, that adds to 19. 2 and 9 adds to 11. And 3 and 6 adds to 9. And I'm going to break this into two factors, right? I'm unfoiling here, which are still equal to 0. So I'll have an n with a 3, n with a 9. What are your thoughts, Brendan? Well, it should be. It should be. I'll go over 34 in a moment, I think. I think that was the one I did. All right. Well, the next one's similar to it. So the factors look like so. They've got to multiply to be positive, so these are either plus plus or minus minus. Wait a minute, did I make a mistake? I wrote a 9 instead of a 6. N and a 6. There we go, 6. All right, so they have to multiply to be positive and add to be negative. You can guess and check with the signs a little bit and do some mental math, but the only combination that works is minus minus. And so that was step 2. So step 1, set it equal to 0. Already done. Step 2, factor. Step 3, use the zero product property and solve. So I've got two things that multiply to be 0. Therefore, one of them must equal 0, right? Because they multiplied to be 0. So either n minus 3 is 0 or n minus 6 is 0. Some of my students are so good and used to factoring, they just factored it and forgot the solve part, but that's why I'm here to help. And it's okay to learn from mistakes. It's less okay not to learn from mistakes. That wouldn't be as wise. Yeah. Yeah, but, well, remembering to do this next time now. So I get n equals 3 and n equals 6, right, Austin? Right? Yeah, here you can close that tab and follow along. All right. Here's question 34. Now, step 1, set it equal to 0. Really? Oh, man. That's probably what you would have done on that number. Yeah, so I set it equal to 0. Step 1 is done. Now I'm going to find the factors of 24, which are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. And Brandon, which of those subtract to be 5? Yeah, difference because the C term is negative, so this has a difference of 23. Here's a difference of 10. Here's a, oh, there we go. So difference of 5. So my factors are going to be an n with a 3 and an n with an 8. And this is still equal to 0. I guess not. So let's see. These multiply to be negative. So let's see, Kayla, let's see if you can help me out with the signs. And it's okay if we do some guessing checks. So they multiply to be negative. So that means they're either going to be plus minus or minus plus. Their signs have to be different. And they add to be negative. So what do you think a guess might be? Both negatives. Well, that would add to be negative 11, and that would have multiplied to be positive 24. So it's got to be one of each. Wait, hold on, Brandon. Hold on. So let's try a different combination. Which combo you want to try? And we literally can guess and check. That's fine. -8 and +3. I believe you are correct because they add to be -5, and the -5 suggests that the more influential one must have been negative. So correct. And now we can use the zero product property. Let's have Tyler walk us through this one. So I've got two things that multiply to be 0. Therefore, what do I do, Tyler? Okay, you want to solve this one for? Okay, let's do it. So subtract 3 from both sides, and that helps me get the variable by itself. All right, let's see if Micaiah, can you help me out with this one? So over here, I'm going to have n minus 8 equals 0. Then what do I do to both sides? Add 8. Add 8. Add them. Here we go, and I get n equals 8. So there we go. So the difference with this question was it was not originally set equal to 0, and you therefore must have set it equal to 0 first. Because you could possibly, right, actually this is factorable on the left-hand side here, but having two factors that equal 24, there's a lot of different numbers that multiply to be 24. I need to use the zero product property, knowing that one of those equals 0. All right, last question, 36. I'll fly through this one. So maybe it might be helpful just to like sit back and think about this one. So if you want, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So set this equal to 0. So I'd subtract 7 from both sides. So just follow the process, the flow, and we are going to have a mini quiz on these kind in a moment. So y squared minus 2y minus 15, that became more negative, equals 0. Now I'm going to find the factors of that 15. 1 and 15, 3 and 5. And my question is, which of those subtract, because the 15 was negative, subtract to be 2. So 1 and 15 have a difference of 14, 3 and 5 have a difference of 2. Ding, 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 ding. And I can now factor this as y with a 3 and y with a 5. I like how this book uses a lot of different variable letters. Right? Usually mathematicians were just like using x all the time. So these multiply to be negative, so their signs are either plus minus or minus plus, but they add to be negative. So the more influential one, the 5, must have been the negative one. And now using the zero product property, either one of these must be 0. Y plus 3 equals 0, or y minus 5 equals 0. And now we solve with our algebra. We're so good at it. Solving equations using inverse operations. Y equals, or positive 5. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, internet friends. Have a great day.